Hello and welcome to your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 28th of June, 2015. The moon will be making its way through the latter part of the sign of Scorpio today, where it will be traveling through the nakshatra of Anuradha. And over the course of the day, the moon will make a conjunction with Saturn, itself the Lord of Anuradha. When we are involved in something, whether it be a relationship or whether it be a project, there's a natural desire to want to give something our all. We want to either be all the way into a situation so that we can pour a lot of enthusiasm and devotion into what we're doing and really put our love into something rather than going about something half-heartedly. With Anuradha, there is the propensity to become so enraptured in an event, even a particular relationship, dependent upon what's happening in your life and where these aspects are falling in your chart, or just anything in general, becoming so involved in it to the extent that there is no separation, or we're not able to witness the separation, I should say, between ourselves and other. On a certain level, that can be good, dependent upon the circumstance, but quite often we need to have that sense of detachment and that sense of space, because otherwise pouring ourselves into something in such a deep fashion will ultimately exhaust our energy to the extent that we're not really able to be helpful either to that particular project or to whatever it is that we might be involved in, or ultimately to ourselves. So on some levels, we need to have the concept of proper boundaries. And that's where Anuradha comes into the equation. It's associated with devotion. The deities that are connected with Anuradha are Radha, who was the perfect devotee of Krishna, completely enraptured in Krishna. Also Mitra, who is the god of friendship. The idea with Anuradha is to get to the space where we're able to establish proper boundaries so that we're able to enjoy being completely immersed in something, yet still retaining our sense of individuality. And with the energy of the day today, it's actually more helpful for you to not be completely involved in a circumstance, because you could find yourself in the position where you become so exhausted that you're not able to carry something through to completion. If you're involved in a relationship and you're giving yourself to that relationship to such a deep extent, it may become very difficult for you to give anything further to that relationship because you ultimately have a breakdown stage, right? I'm not saying you're going to have a breakdown stage today, just in case you're wondering. I'm just more saying there's a need to establish proper boundaries. There needs to be a delicate balance. Actually, oddly enough, today is one of those days where you don't want to put yourself wholeheartedly into something. You need to maintain a few degrees of separation between you and whatever it is that you're involved in, so that you are able to actually breathe life into whatever project or situation is going on in a manner to keep it moving forward in a healthy manner. The lunar Tithi today is Shukla Dwadashi. It's the 12th day of the bright half of the moon. And there is an association with preserving something and giving life to something. And there is the potential for that to happen in a positive manner. Yet, as I was saying, it's important for you to have that sense of boundary and for you to have that sense of detachment. The solar lunar yoga that we're dealing with today is called Sajja, which is about mastering something. And actually, the energy that you're putting into something is not disciplined to the extent that you're going to be able to carry something through to fruition. So if you try to go into something wholeheartedly, as I was saying earlier, you're likely going to find that you exhaust yourself because there's not enough energy to carry something through to fruition. So what's the best thing to do? Take some space. Do what you're able to do. Do a little bit at a time rather than pouring so much into something to the extent that you become exhausted yourself. Now, this could be happening in any area of your life, dependent upon where particular aspects are happening. And I can take a look at that for you if you would like for me to. And I do that through my astrological services page. There's several different levels of service that you can find through clicking on the link in the bottom left-hand corner of this video. If you've closed that link down already, there's also a link further down in the description area of the page that you can click on. It'll take you to the same place. If you're enjoying this information on the nakshatras, I am working on a full-length course with fellow astrologer Ryan Korzak, where we're going to explain each of the nakshatras individually and give you some tools to work with so that you can integrate that into your understanding of astrology, whether it be from a beginner's level or a more advanced level, either way. And you can look for that being released later on in the autumn. That's going to do it for your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 28th of June, 2015. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.